this video, I'm making an apple pie for the very first time. This won't be a step-by-step tutorial, but I just wanted to show you all the process. Okay, I started off making the pie crust. I've never made pie crust from scratch before. I usually just get the pre-made kind. So apparently the best way to make pie crust is to use a food processor, which I don't have. So I went ahead and used my KitchenAid mixer. When you're making pie crust, you want to make sure that all of your ingredients are cold. So make sure that your butter, your shortening, and the water that you use is very cold. So here's my dough. As you can tell, it's really not a lot of dough. So I think the next time I make an apple pie, I'll use a different pie crust recipe, one that will yield me more dough. Here I'm flattening the dough. And next I'm going to refrigerate it. So I floured my work surface and now I'm going to roll the dough out. I ended up rolling out the dough a little bit too thin, so I think the next time I will change that up. Rolling out the dough onto my pie plate. Okay, now I'm beginning to flute the edge of the pie crust. I found a really good tutorial on YouTube on how to flute pie crust. So if you just search on YouTube, you can find really good tutorials. But this was a part that I really enjoyed doing. So I docked my pie crust, which I totally should not have done. I have no clue why I did that. It ended up messing things up a bit, but it still came out edible, so I just went with it. But the next time I will not be docking my crust, so make sure you don't do that. Okay, so the recipe that I used called for Granny Smith apples as well as Macintosh, I believe, but I decided to just use Granny Smith. So when you get your apples, you're supposed to peel them, core them, and slice them evenly. But I did not slice my apples evenly. And as you can see, some of my apple slices still have pieces of skin on them. It actually did not come out bad. It tasted really good in the pie. But the next time I would make sure to completely peel the apples before I use them. Okay, so you take the leftover juice from the apples and you add in heavy cream, and then you are going to heat them up and allow them to reduce down. And then you'll be taking that mixture and pouring it over your apples. Okay, here's my favorite part, making the streusel topping. So you're going to take some brown sugar, regular white sugar, flour, and then you're going to pour on some melted butter. Then you take a fork and stir it up, and that gives you your streusel topping. Sprinkle that on top of your apples. Get it on there nice and good, fill it up. And then you're going to bake your pie for about 20 minutes, I believe, and then you're good to go. Let me tell you guys, this pie was so freaking good. I made it, what day was that? I think Thursday night, and it was gone within 2 days, and it was just delicious. So if you have the time, the patience, the energy to make an apple pie from scratch, I would suggest that you do so. You won't regret it. I have the ingredients and measurements on my blog, pinchmetwice.com. If you look in the description box of this video, you will see the link there. So make sure you check it out. And thank you guys for watching.